The pandemic reminded us hygiene can be the difference between sickness and health. As our Mark Salinger and photojournalist Ann Herbst are rediscovering Colorado, they stopped in a town built on that idea.
It's a treasure. The whole little town is a treasure.
In the middle of a global pandemic, there's only one community in Colorado.
Hi, how are you?
Whose name was embraced by people all around the world.
Hygiene. Hygiene, Colorado, 80533.
Jill Ellis sees it on every envelope that comes into town.
I don't even think about it.
Jill's been the postmaster in Hygiene for 17 years.
It is the cleanest post office in Colorado, probably.
Fitting for a town with the cleanest name around.
It was a little strange saying that I was going to be the postmaster of Hygiene. It just seemed a little weird until I learned how it got its name.
Is this the first time anybody's ever asked you to do a story about hygiene?
You know, it is.
If there's anyone who would know how Hygiene got such a hygienic name, it's Eric Mason.
Well, I've been interested in history since I was a child. My parents tell me that I was fascinated by a poster of the U.S. presidents over my crib.
Eric took that childhood passion and made it a career. He's the curator of history at the Longmont Museum.
You know, I think one of the things that fascinates me is we learn the roots of the situation today. So it's like, well, we now have a town of hygiene. Why is that? Where did that come from? And oh, that came out of a public health crisis. Wow.
140 years before COVID-19 became a concern, public health was focused on tuberculosis.
So in 1881, a local minister named Jacob Flory founded a sanitarium, and he called it the Crystal Fountain Hygienic Home. And pretty soon people shortened that to the Hygiene Home.
TB patients from all over flocked to Colorado. They hoped the dry, clean mountain air would cure their incurable disease.
Pretty soon people started to call this area Hygiene, and Reverend Flory actually filed for a post office to be built here in 1883. So that seems to be when the town was officially designated as Hygiene.
As Hygiene, and everywhere else, faces a different health crisis, the town near Longmont keeps its small size with a three-way stop, a couple of businesses, and its post office.
But this is just a little treasure, this little post office.
The post office where Jill works still stands.
But let me check it over here for you real quick.
But the Hygiene house was torn down in the 1920s. Yet the name lives on.
It makes you proud of the town and the name Hygiene.
There were a number of TB sanitariums up and down the Front Range. This is the only community that I know of that was named for its sanitarium.
The cleanest name in Colorado history, born from the same challenges we face today.
Were you surprised when we called you?
A little bit. Thought, different kind of angle on things, isn't it?